They're one single unit. There below is Barclays Center and the borough of Brooklyn, where there's never a dull moment. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning into 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline. Hey, Dave.
Well, Kyrie Irving rediscovered his maternal lineage with the White Mountain family of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. He lost his mother at a young age, and by connecting with her roots, he's found a piece of himself.
Great story, DA. Thank you. And here's a look at the power rankings. Now that we've gotten into February, plenty of data to considering to go on. They're stuck in neutral, unable to gain any real positive momentum.
And I think the Nets, they've come out with a vengeance. I don't care what anyone said about them or their chances to start the year. Now let's see if they can maintain this momentum.
Now Golden State's starting five. They've got Klay Thompson. He's out there with Randall. Draymond Green is out there with Wiggins. And it's Pascal in at the power forward position. And for Brooklyn, we've got Durant, Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Kyrie Irving. Then there's Allen. And it's Jordan in at the five.
And a great front office in Brooklyn. General manager Sean Marks taking over in 2016, and he just signed an extension.
And you know, guys, that San Antonio tree has some great branches on it all over the league, and he's one of them. I mean, he's been a player, a coach, has worked in the front office. Marks understands all sides of the basketball business.
Now here's Wiggins. After the miss from KD. Wiggins passes to Randall. Here's Green. 5 on the clock. The trade. Rebound, Brooklyn. Allen gets to Dinwiddie. Outside Durant. The three. Brooklyn now working with a new shot clock. Jordan can't get it to go. And it's the Warriors' ball. They're getting their first look of the season at the Nets in this one.
Yeah, and they took both games they played against this club last season.
Yeah, Greg, I like this matchup for them. Not a cakewalk, not going to be easy, but they clearly have the advantage.
Thompson with the bucket.
Gotta love the smooth shooting stroke of Thompson. Outstanding at shooting as soon as he catches the ball.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. They get it again. Jordan the pass to KD. Over Wiggins. Off the left rim and out.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
The Nets have gone 0-5 here to start the game. Start for them. Dinwiddie against Thompson. The kick out to Irving. Offensive rebound, Nets. Allen, that's good.
Well, I tell you, this guy just does not quit on the boards. His energy is contagious, especially on the offensive glass.
Pass to Green. Now Wiggins. 26 points for him last game against Washington.
Yeah, and it seemed like he spent about half the game shooting free throws. Credit him for really taking it to the defense.
Brooklyn's gone 0-2 from deep here. Thompson against KD. Dinwiddie drives in, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Well, here we are mid-season, and certain teams seem to really change gear, ratchet up the intensity.
Yeah, I agree with you. And some of that is familiarity, understanding who you are and what it takes for you to win, and being healthy is a big part of that. I think teams all over the league go through stretches where they're in a nice groove and rhythm, and there are a lot of variables that play into that.
Things settle down, don't they? Rotations, routines, like you said, all those things important.
Yeah, exactly. Well said.
The Warriors shooting their first free throws of the night.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
Yeah, in general, they've been very solid. I mean, free throw shooting isn't something they've had to worry about too much this season, guys.
Caris LeVert's checked in for Brooklyn.
And you though he ties the game up, disappointed he couldn't give him the lead.
What a tough make that was by LeVert. Refused to be denied, and great concentration.
Now here's Randall. He averages about 5 points a game. Green dishes to Thompson. And the pass to Pascal. And again, it's the Warriors missing. The Nets with the lead. Outside Irving. Good, nice job down low.
Yeah, the easy hoop assisted by Allen that time. He's developed a nice passing game.
Randall surveying the D. They kick it out to Green. Beyond the arc. Connects from three-point range.
And good to get him going early. That shot should give him some confidence.
Perhaps he's set for a big night. I mean, he can be a difference maker for him when he's on his game.
KD's shot is good.
Yeah, you look at the way Kevin Durant releases it so high. Makes it hard to block, which is why he's such an efficient inside scorer.
Now, here's Thompson. Last game out, we saw him pour in 42.
And you look at the development of how Klay has attacked the rim over his career. What was once a weak spot for him has now become a strength as his finishing improves every year.
That free throw good from Thompson. You know what, Greg, you're right thinking back to Thompson. He had his early struggles at the rim.
And that's a distant memory for Klay now. I mean, he's dunking more often and with more force when he goes at the rim. It has made him an even more complete shooting guard.
Here's Claxton. Irving up top. Klay Thompson grabs the miss.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here's Bowman. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Nets have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. Now here's Prince. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Still with the bucket.
That's simply an outstanding play, working the size mismatch right at the rim.
Warriors trail by 3. Pass to Thompson. Tries again, and it's good on the layup. Thompson's got 7 points in the game.
You've got to box out on the boards. When you don't, that's what happens.
Irving looking for an opening. There's 39 seconds left in the first quarter. Prince, and it's out of bounds. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession.
Substitution Warriors. Jordan
Baseline J on the way. The shot's good from Irving.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Green, the pass to Poole. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Four on the clock. Trying his work from deep. Rebound, Brooklyn. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
Yeah, in that one, they just locked it down defensively. Challenged shots and really protected the rim.
Well, I tell you what, I think you got to really appreciate the grit. Getting dirty, staying engaged. That's really what defense is all about.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Nets lead by 3. Live from Brooklyn, New York, you're watching 2K Sports. And this team has shown their toughness and determination, and Kyrie Irving talking.
What's going to separate us is how close we are, and when we're in the trenches.
They certainly do.
This team has assembled some hard-nosed, unselfish players. No better group for Irving to surround himself with.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps
Nicholas Claxton.
Credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Setting the floor for the Nets. Dinwiddie runs the point with LeVert flanking him. And it's Taurean Prince, and it's Claxton in at the center filling out the middle. Lee passes to Poole. Smailagić. Another shot. Good. As Green picking up the assist.
And, you know, for a big man, I think Green is one of the better dime droppers in the league. I mean, he's a true point forward who has excellent vision and sees the floor well.
And now here's Lee. The fast break opportunity. And good that time.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
And for the Nets, they're shooting at a decent 44% clip here.
And season 4 for Coach Kenny Atkinson with the Nets. You got to be impressed with the job he's done in Brooklyn.
Yeah, you know, Kenny is a hard worker. He's a bit of a grinder if you're trying to turn what category he might fit into. And you see that in his team. And, you know, he admits it. He's getting better just like his players are. And that's a great, great statement because we're all hopefully getting better as we move forward.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Who are a few under-the-radar guys who really get it done scoring the ball at that forward position?
Well, I tell you what, a couple of names that come to mind. Bojan Bogdanovic, outstanding scorer. Gallinari, and then John Collins, the young fella down in Atlanta. Those three guys are all a little bit undervalued as scorers.
We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. And Poole gets it to go.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw. And the Warriors making a change here. Randall's checked in. The Nets shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
And this spot has always been Jordan's biggest drawback. He's never been able to make his free throws at even a modest rate, and teams are never afraid to put him on the line.
Outside, KD. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
I love the speed that Durant has. I mean, fantastic at slashing into the paint and scoring right at the rim. That length of stride of his and his speed, lethal combination.
Here's Poole. Dinwiddie covering. Poole, the pass to basket. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Randall no good.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Allen left side. Back to Durant. The Nets working the ball around now. He doesn't hit that one. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
And you know what, guys? It just seemed like they never really had the kind of energy necessary. They just weren't comfortable on the defensive end.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during the season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency. Players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. Some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what this team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you.
Yeah, I just love how Durant finishes over contact, not allowing the D contain him.
Greg, this season is the first time in the last 4 or 5 years that Golden State will not be the prohibitive favorites to win it all.
I mean, back-to-back devastating injuries in the finals. Kevin Durant departing in free agency with time and health. Will they retake the throne? We'll just have to wait and see. And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're going to start stretching this lead out a little bit.
Timeout called the Warriors. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Several teams changing it up here. The list of contenders for the three-point contest is really interesting this year. Every one of these guys is capable of going lights out in a setting like that.
Yeah, the field is almost set, and I wouldn't want to have to make a prediction. These are all fantastic shooters. It's just a matter of who gets hot on that day.
You take a look at Thompson. He's all the way up there at number 2 in the voting for the three-point contest. Fans and the media know that he's the longest in shooters in the league today.
And Kevin, not to take anything away from the other facets of his game, but let's face it, that three-point shooting is what puts him on a whole nother level.
The voting is just about over, so we'll keep updating you on how it's going. Some very deserving names at the top of this year's list.
Yeah, no problems with the voting thus far. I think the fans and media have done their homework and picked the best shooters in the league.
Green breaking loose. Can they get it? It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Thompson.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Here's Irving. And Pascal pulls it down.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Nets leading by 9.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Yeah, they've got to hold for the last shot here.
Irving kicks to Prince. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Prince has got 5 points now this quarter. Thompson for 3. He can't get it to go. And that does it for the first half of play. It's the Nets ending the second quarter with a tremendous 17-6 run. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Andrew, they shot the lights out in the first half. What has to change?
Get back. Focus on getting back, guarding your man, and not taking these real.
It starts with a man-on-man challenge. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. NBA, Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. The second quarter saw them extend their lead to 12 points at the break through some solid team basketball. Very few wasted possessions and a strong effort defensively. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the Knicks?
Once again, Kevin Durant is so consistent in his approach. Very seldom does he have an off night. And then once in a while, you have a night like this, he's unstoppable.
And over to Kenny now. How'd you think the Warriors were playing?
Well, they're giving up too many high percentage looks, Ernie. They're not closing down the lane. They're not going hard on the perimeter. That will get an L in any way.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
And Golden State looking at who they've got. Thompson is up there with Randall. Then it's Green. Then it's Wiggins. And it's Pascal in a power forward. 6 on the shot clock. Fires from the wing. And it's Wiggins missing.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Randall passes to Green. Here's Pascal over Allen. And the basket by Pascal. Pascal's got his second bucket tonight. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Brooklyn. He dishes it to Allen. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And it goes on Draymond Green.
Well, I covered Jared Allen in college, and you look at the physical profile he's got. 7.5-foot wingspan, big hands, explosive, really good athlete. He's got all the tools and an upside without limits.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. You were talking, Clark, about Allen's length and leaping ability. He's dangerous around the rim.
Boy, he sure is, guys. Still developing his skill game, but he's already more than serviceable at the offensive end of the floor. And we know he's a rim protector defensively. Good feet, gets up and down, has a nice touch and good hands. Boy, this guy is going to be some kind of player going forward.
Durant against Wiggins. On the break free, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's hard to avoid fouling Durant, but the problem is he hits 90% of his free throws for his career.
You know, for a team like the Nets building without top picks, player development becomes critical. I mean, the Nets have made that a key focus for their franchise, and you can see the results paying dividends now.
And the Warriors making a change here. Lee's checked in. Green finds Wiggins. Thompson outside. Oh, good with the triple. If you were talking about the Nets player development, guys like Spencer Dinwiddie and Joe Harris were signed as free agents.
And you know, guys, a coaching staff dedicated to taking them to the next level in terms of improvement and player development, the investment they make in their top-notch training facility, all of that focus paying off for them.
Outside, Green. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Green's got 6.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Yeah, they've had a great second half from long range, Greg. I mean, things are definitely starting to look up for them.
Reverse check in for DeAndre Jordan. Well, as usual, a lot of offense in the NBA is being generated from the small forward position this season. Here are the league's best at that position. Kevin Durant, 3rd. 4th, Andrew Wiggins.
I mean, tremendously gifted athletically. I mean, we're used to seeing that at that spot on the floor, and they pretty much all give astonishing individual performances on any given night.
Well, we know the small forward spot is where the bulk of the scoring load rests on most teams. I mean, those players on that list always come through in the scoring department. These guys pack a lot of firepower.
Dinwiddie against Thompson. Here's Poole, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Shoots over LeVert. Poole, no good.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Outside, Green. Passes it to Lee. Here's Pascal. He's covered by Irving. Pascal's shot is off. That's leading by 15. Ball's not loose. Dinwiddie passes to KD. They get the rebound. Allen kicks to LeVert. Outside Irving. Durant down low. Takes it out to Dinwiddie. Irving with the bounce pass. Here's Allen. And finally they hit one. Allen's got his second basket of the night. Do you ever think we'll see a player coach in the NBA again?
I don't think so, Kevin. The role is just so demanding. You know, it requires so much, and there's so much scrutiny now. I don't think you can effectively play and coach in this day and age. No, I don't think you'll see it.
Last one we saw was Dave Collins back in the late 70s, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's a long time ago.
Boston Celtics.
Yep.
Mark, do you think the NBA should consider expanding the use of replay? I know you personally hate to slow the game down, but you also want the calls to be correct.
Well, it depends on the circumstances, Kevin. I like the fact that replay is available, and it helps enhance the ability of the officials to get calls correct. Expanding the use of replay, though, has to be done very judiciously. There are a couple of areas, goaltending would be one, where you take a look to see if that's the case. But I think flow of game takes priority over trying to get every single call right just because you think technology gives you a chance to do that.
It's LeVert on the wing. Off target with his three. Warriors trail by 17. Lee left side. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, just nice strip there, and they're just off the shot.
Boy, with all the contact he drew there, Greg, that would have been a heck of a bucket. He nearly got it to go.
He's off on the second. Brooklyn leading by 16. 56 seconds left in the third.
Nicholas Claxton.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Shots good by Green.
It's never easy trying to keep him off the glass. He's an absolute beast down there.
A steal. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Pascal, the pass to Bowman. Now here's Lee. And Irving pulls it down.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
LeVert against Lee. And he banks in the layup. LeVert's got his second basket.
You got to D up LeVert better than that, Kevin. I mean, he excels at scoring over the defense.
Here's Thompson on the money from 12 feet away.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know, that's how it goes with him. I mean, these hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes, they last days.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down with. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And here is Irving. Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. Then it's Taurean Prince. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Claxton in at the 4. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Irving's shot is good.
I love the three-point shooting of Irving. Excellent at dialing it in from deep, and you've got to respect his range.
Wiggins surveying the floor. Just 5 on the clock. And Jordan sends it back.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the official.
Tremendous versatility for Caris LeVert, offensively, Clark, and defensively. He can play multiple positions.
Well, I like that about him too, Kevin. 6'7", he's a gifted scorer, can make plays when the ball is in his hands. The Nets have a number of ball handlers, and that's what Coach Kenny Atkinson believes in. To get a lot of guys that can make plays and do it for each other and together, and we've got something good.
Randle down low. LeVert defending.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Nicholas
How frustrating.
Claxton.
You get the stop, but then fail to block out.
Well, you know, that's the way it's going to be for them today, fellas. Can't sustain any momentum.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
And this is like another case of Murphy's Law right now, and it's been their own doing, really, just like we saw there.
Nets leading by 22. Outside Irving. Clark, the NBA gives out so many awards at the end of the season. Is there an award missing that you'd like to see?
You know what? I think they've got the bases covered really well with the number of awards they give out, Kevin. But I would like to perhaps see consideration given to a sophomore campaign award. That would be kind of cool, because sometimes the rookie of the year, at least recently, has been a little cloudy because a rookie had been in the league a year, Ben Simmons, case in point, and then was counted. It was actually technically a second year for his first year of playing. A sophomore award might be something worth adding to the list.
That's a great idea.
And Kevin Durant, every night you can trust that he's going to bring focus, effort, and commitment. That's pretty much all one can ask for.
And he knocks down the first one.
They're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
This is how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. Defender pressing up on you, you press right back.
Thompson, he's checked in for Golden State. And KD drops them both.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
Outside, Green. On the wing, Wiggins. Thompson outside. This one for three. Drills the three-pointer.
And he's finally getting the feel from beyond. His second three of the half right there.
Randle against Irving. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
I don't know if there's a player in the league that has better handles than Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, his handles are as good as any I've seen in the history of the game. Smooth, crafty, cunning. Man, it is so much a joy to watch this guy do his thing.
And he ends up missing both free throws. Warriors trail by 19. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Kevin Durant.
And he's been dialed in from the field, Kevin. Good on over 60% of his attempts. They've been working the ball around well, and he's benefited with a lot of open looks. And boy, has he made the most of them.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for the Nets. 22 is their biggest lead. Right side, Kevin Durant. And KD throws it down.
And he gets it done in bunches, does Durant. He's a superb scorer. You've just got to marvel at his greatness.
To the paint, here's Thompson. That's good. It's his 7th made basket in 14 tries.
You can't say enough about his individual performance. I don't think you can overstate it. I mean, even if the all-around team effort's been lacking, this guy's been on top of things.
Outside Irving. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Randall outside. Outside Green. Pass to Baskel over Allen. They grab their own miss. Wiggins, great D that time from Jordan.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Allen right side. From the baseline. Shot up 2 there.
Timeout, timeout.
And the Nets lead by 19.
Boy, the big fella is so skilled. I mean, Jared Allen's jump shot is excellent for a center. Solid mechanics, and it really spaces the floor for him and his teammates.
And timeout call. Steve Kerr has had enough.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. There's the pass to Bowman. Inside, Smailagic. Can't connect from short range. Nets leading by 19.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Brooklyn.
This was a physical game.
Yeah, I mean, they were aware of the rotations defensively and were able to attack the rim.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year.
And with the win, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for KD.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
46 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Here's Llewellyn. Baseline jumper. But they'll get another chance. Second chance shot. And he can't bank that one in. Here's Golden State. 17-point game. With a floater. And the layup is good.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. They waited too long to finally ramp themselves up.
And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Here's Temple. Fades off on. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor. Completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester. And that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. With DeAndre Jordan, you were a big factor inside tonight. How important was it to control the paint?
You know, we just wanted to set the tone defensively for our team. We knew that they had some great guards who, you know, really penetrate and break defenses down.
Well, you took a lot of that away, DeAndre. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you later.